Audible's romance collection has something to satisfy every side of you. When it comes to what kind of romance you're into, you don't have to choose just one. Fancy a dalliance with a duke, or maybe a steamy billionaire. You could find a book boyfriend in the city and another one tearing it up on the hockey field. And if nothing on this earth satisfies, you can always find love in another realm. Discover modern rom-coms from authors like Lily Chu and Ali Hazelwood, the latest romantasy series from Sarah J. Maas and Rebecca Yarros, plus Regency favorites like Bridgerton and Outlander. And of course, all the really steamy stuff. Your first great love story is free when you sign up for a free 30-day trial at audible.com/Wondery. That's audible.com/Wondery.
Welcome to How to Survive with Danielle and Kristine, the show that teaches you how to survive the things that can kill you.
Like lightning striking you.
Oh gosh, yes, we've done that one.
How about a cavity?
Oh, a cavity can kill you because of the heart stuff.
Or cavity searches.
Oh, goo.
See what I did there?
And the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Like the death of the Sundance Kid.
Yeah.
Or taking public transportation in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And bad things happening at the hills of Dover.
That's right.
You'd think just only good things happen at the hills of Dover.
Exactly.
But I guess bad things can happen too.
There's the twist.
Yep.
You know what a good thing is?
Tell me.
Our theme song.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
I think your hair has gotten to a very cute place.
It's very flippy.
But I like that.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like it doesn't quite match who I am, but
It's a little different for you, but I think it's very cute.
I can't do anything about it. This is just what it's doing.
When I had shorter hair,
Yeah.
my hair would flip both to one side. You know, like instead of both flipping out or both flipping in,
Yeah.
one would flip in and one flip out. And I would have to take bobby pins and like anchor it into like a loop to try to make it stick. Speaking of that,
Yes.
I made an appointment on Friday for the hair, for the Brazilian blowout.
Are you going to take your essay in? Speaking of, Danielle has a very funny essay that's been published. But
Thank you.
It's weird because I was Googling something for our show. I was working on some updating of some of our different, I don't even remember, but I wasn't Googling you because that would be weird.
Right. You don't have a Google alert for me.
I was regularly Googling you, Danielle. And your essay came up, and I was like, what's this? And it had literally been published like 8 hours before.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, Danielle has a very funny new essay up about hair. And
When you get a haircut
in the belladonna, right?
In the belladonna.
I've
So I'm getting the hair thing.
I'm so excited.
very nervous, but it's only going to last a few months. I mean, even if it's not right.
But that's how much anything would last. I mean, that's how much a color would last.
Oh, ha 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 ha.
Well, yeah, not for me.
Not
either.
for me. Last 1 week.
What is this exactly?
So it's to smooth out my hair because it's so frizzy from, well, I think largely just from having gray underneath all of this dye.
Because the gray changes the texture of your hair.
It makes it kinky. So it's to smooth it out. I'm going to look like Kim Kardashian when I come in
or
here next
Giselle
week.
Bundchen.
Well, see, that's what I want it to be, still have body to it. I'm really scared it's just going to be stick straight.
Yeah.
But Jimmy keeps saying, but you know your hair, it's not going to stay stick straight for more than a day. And I'm like, okay, I hope so.
Well, if it is, you could just go with like you're going to be like one of the characters from Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
Since it's Halloween. And then you're just in costume for 6 weeks.
That's a good point.
I know you don't like to dress up for Halloween, but I'm saying embrace it.
Yeah.
And then just go with it this year.
I went to the opening of the Jaws exhibit.
Oh, yeah. Was it fun?
Installation
Where's that? Where's
at the Academy Museum.
Oh, very cool.
In Hollywood.
Yeah.
Which I recommend anybody go to if you're into movies in the slightest bit because it's
fun.
magic. It's wonderful.
Okay.
And if you love Jaws as much as I do.
I do love Jaws. Not as much as you do. Nobody does.
It's really, really cool. There's costumes. There's a big set for the orca. They have a photo thing set up where you can remember in the movie where they compare scars. and they sing.
Yeah.
That they have that set up where you can get in there with your friends and people were reenacting it
how
and taking
cute.
pictures. And I walked past it. Someone's like, "Put your leg up here so we can not to me, but to their friend. Put your leg up so we can do the thing." And it's really, really cool.
And then you watched it there,
And then
right?
we watched it there, which, my God, that theater is, it was beautiful, remastered, whatever. Just, it looked brand new. It was an amazing
Awesome.
day at the museum.
Love it. Yeah, you might want to. I mean, there's rotating exhibits. There's some
Okay.
things that are permanent, like there's costumes. If you're into costumes, that I love that kind of stuff.
Same.
But then there are rotating, exhibits for for Jaws or for other things. So.
There's a cyberpunk one right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can see stuff from Terminator, you can see stuff from Tron, that kind of stuff.
I gotta say that new Tron looks pretty good.
It does.
Yeah.
I didn't see the first
I didn't
remake.
either, but I saw the trailer
It's
for the new
fine.
one, and
It looks really cool.
I was kind of like, wait a second. Do I like Tron? I may have to see Tron.
you may have to revise everything you think about yourself.
I know.
You might be wrong about everything.
Maybe I do like radishes.
Yeah, maybe you do.
Maybe I do like Paramore. And Evanescence.
not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe you like Evanescence. You might not. That one you might not.
Millennial metal.
Oof.
Okay, so should we get into our top pick?
You know what, guys? This is something I'm real excited to present to you. Proudly presenting. Let me get my computer open, and while I'm doing that, I will tell you that I did go see Hamilton this past weekend.
good.
It was everything you promised and more, Danielle.
I'm so glad.
It was so fun.
And they showed that little
I love the
mini
movie.
doc.
I love the mini doc at the beginning.
And you saw how a couple of them haven't aged one single day.
Yeah, I mean,
Philippa Sue looks exactly the same.
so incredible. And this has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay. I was
But-
excited. I thought you were going to somehow.
Yeah, I didn't figure out how to segue from that. But maybe this is connected to the world we currently live in. I hope not. I hope it doesn't come to this, guys. Today we're going to talk about how to survive a strip search.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you might think,
Oh my God, I can't imagine anything more embarrassing.
gosh, I don't need to know anything about this. You might not. I hope you don't. But just in case, I think we're going to have some fun. First, I wanted to know, where are you likely to be strip searched?
Airport?
I mean, your butt? No.
Oh, no.
Locations. Okay. Airports, yes, is one of them. So here's some different places. When you're being processed through jail, yes. Transferring from one prison to another.
Okay.
Detention centers. Border crossings.
Oh.
Rare, but yes, they can occur at airports.
Okay.
Some psychiatric hospitals perform them, but this is more regularly being legally challenged.
Okay.
So that's less likely these days. So I think it's important for us to talk about your legal rights,
Okay.
when it comes to the strip searching. Okay. So when it comes to jails and correctional facilities, there was a Supreme Court case from 2012 from the Florence versus Board of Chosen Freeholders, which sounds weird, right? Like
Freeholders.
chosen freeholders.
It
I'm
sounds
more
like
familiar with the chosen loaders. God damn it, that was really
Do you want to take it
It
again,
would've been so
Karen?
good.
Karen.
Oh, man.
Florence versus Board of Chosen Freeholders.
You know what? I'm more familiar with the chosen freeloaders.
Oh, yeah, got it. Ha!
There you go.
All right.
That would have killed.
This Supreme Court case allows that strip searches can be conducted on all detainees, even for minor offenses. Okay, so this is important. Jail strip searches do not require reasonable suspicion, at least so long as the arrestee is being admitted into the general population.
Okay.
Okay, so you won't be surprised that Chief Justice Scalia and Alito both joined the opinion in full, while Justice Thomas joined as to all but Part 5.
Whose phone is going bananas?
It's I guess it's me, and it's turned off.
It might have been me. I don't know.
Sorry about that.
Here, just put it on this so it doesn't.
It was just making vibrating. So here's who dissented: Ginsburg, Sotomayor, and Kagan. So you can see kind of how that plays out on who feels what way. So you might be one of those people going, I don't care about that. I'm not going to jail. I don't have to worry about this. Okay. Well, wait before you say that, because listen to this story that I found on the ACLU's website. Albert Florence was a 35-year-old man It's not going to surprise you that he was a black man. He had been arrested in 2005 for failing to pay a traffic fine that he actually had already paid. A New Jersey state trooper pulled over Florence's pregnant wife as she was driving Florence and their 4-year-old son to dinner to celebrate their purchase of a home. Florence owned the vehicle. The officer ran his license and discovered a warrant for an outstanding non-criminal traffic fine. Okay? Like a traffic fine.
Right.
Despite the fact that Florence had already paid the fine and carried an official letter with him. This is how black people have to live, you guys.
Oh, my God.
Proving he'd paid the fine, the police handcuffed and arrested him, dragged him off to jail. He was incarcerated for 6 days and subjected to 2 invasive strip searches. I was just told, do as you're told. He had to wash in this disgusting soap, obey the directions of the officer, who was instructing him to turn around, lift his genitals up, turn around and squat. The next day, a judge freed Florence, confirming that he had in fact paid his fine. In a 5-4 opinion, the court held that 2 New Jersey county jails had not violated the Fourth Amendment by routinely strip searching all new detainees, including those like Albert Florence, who had been arrested for minor offenses and were unlikely to spend more than one night in jail. So, with 13 million Americans jailed each year, that decision obviously has some far-reaching consequences. And just keep in mind that jail isn't for serious crimes anymore, right? You can go to jail for jaywalking, unpaid traffic fines. 80% of people in jail are there for non-violent drug or ordinance violations. So, and any of those people can be strip searched at any time just because the police feel like it.
I'm just back on that guy, and forget the strip search. I hope he sued for being put in jail in the first place.
I think he did, and I think he won.
Good.
I might be conflating it with a couple of other stories I read about people who did win lawsuits for substantial amounts of money for awful stories about they're similar. In one case, a man was pulled over for a DUI and held in jail without a trial for 2 years.
What?
Yeah. So
what?
This is an example of how the government can keep you in jail for days or months before you see a court.
Well, he
room.
must have sobered up in those 2 years. Right?
I mean, that was a free rehab. So because this show is called How to Survive, you might wonder if people die during strip searches. They do, but I'm not going to share those stories.
Okay.
Because they're really, really grim. And we're also a comedy, so let's not.
All right.
We don't need to do that. If you're like, I want to know those stories, you can Google them. But I don't think we want to.
I'm sure those are few and far between. No?
Well, yeah, but they happen more than they should.
Really?
It's, officers being too rough. And if people
So it's more than a strip search.
Well, if somebody's resisting a strip search.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay. So, what about the airport?
Yeah, what about the airport?
What about the airport? Because you know what? We all go to the airport.
Yeah.
Well, maybe there are people out there who are like, I don't. I take a train. Or I don't like to fly. Okay. Well, you should know your rights.
Yeah.
So the TSA cannot do a strip search. Here's what they can do during a pat down. Okay. So this is according to the TSA. So this is when they can do a pat down, right? If one of the alarms goes off, or if it's an alternative to another type of a screening, or, if they just maybe want to because they think you look real good.
Yeah.
Garen, and they're like, sorry, guy.
You're wearing your travel sweats.
Every time.
I got to pat you down. Wearing your travel sweats. And even if you're a TSA pre-check passenger, that doesn't mean you're immune to a good old pat down. Okay. So don't think you're getting out of it just because you have TSA pre-check. Okay, so here's what you can expect. It may involve your head, neck, arms, torso, legs, and feet being inspected.
Okay.
All those things, okay? This can include head coverings, your sensitive bits, your breast, your groins, your buttocks. You may be required to adjust your clothing. So the officer better advise you of the procedure, right, to tell you. They require sufficient pressure to ensure detection.
This is just the pat down.
This is just the pat down. So, and they may have to do it more than once.
Because you haven't come yet.
Exactly. Neither one of you has come.
Right.
They got to come, you got to come. It's only fair.
Yeah.
They're going to use the backs of their hands for pat downs. They should be using the backs of their hands over the sensitive areas of your body. In some cases, they may use the front of the hands to determine that a threat doesn't exist. So, like if you have packs of heroin, they might need to squeeze those with their...
Okay.
Your pat down officer should be an officer of the same sex.
Yeah.
They should be explaining it as they're doing it. If you have like difficulty raising your arms, or if you need a seat, you can request a chair. You can also request a private screening and a companion. Now, whatever movie you want.
Can someone deliver a pizza?
Do you have Basic Instinct?
So,
like if you're like, I want this somewhere else. Like,
okay,
I don't want this in front of
mostly they
everybody
do
else.
it just right
They'll
there.
just do it right there.
Right.
But if you're like, I'm not comfortable,
Right.
I want to go somewhere else, and I want to take Garen with me,
Right.
then they're going to have to fly Garen in.
oh my
from
God,
the
it's such
valley.
a hassle.
But you say, I want Garen Cockerel.
It's costing so much money just for a pat down.
So does that mean they can't do a body cavity check? What if they're like, we got to check the cavity? Okay, well, hold on. So TSA cannot do that. However, police can.
Okay.
So if they think you got something in your butt and you're at the airport.
Do they have to have suspicion? Do they have to prove suspicion?
That's a very good question, Danielle, and I am about to tell you right now. The border search exception allows law enforcement to make searches at borders and airports without probable cause. Okay? So our government has a vested interest in protecting national security. And what better government than this one to not need to have probable cause? So, good luck with your NPR shirt, LAX. At the airport, a body cavity search may be reasonably performed without a warrant or probable cause. So the U.S. Supreme Court has declined to answer what if any level of suspicion would be needed to perform a non-routine search, such as a body cavity search. So this is like a weird gray area. For lower federal courts, they've concluded that for body cavity searches, officers would need real suspicion.
okay.
Or something equivalent to reasonable suspicion. So if you're at the border, what are your rights?
Okay.
And here's something interesting about the border. According to the current doctrine, it's anywhere 100 miles from the border. The border includes anything within 100 miles of the border.
Okay, that makes no sense.
So, like, we're basically at the border right
So you're
now.
crossing the border if you go from one end of LA to the other end of LA?
Yeah.
Okay.
According to my research. So when you're at the border, you can be subject to routine searches for any or no reason. They don't need probable cause. They don't need reasonable suspicion to subject you to routine searches, such as a pat down, your luggage, your vehicle. Okay. So the body cavity search, the law enforcement is required to have reasonable suspicion. And I'm going to tell you what reasonable suspicion is.
Okay, so you're saying that it's different between a border and an airport? In the airport, you don't need to have
sounds like
reasonable
it.
suspicion? Okay.
It sounds like it.
Because I'm thinking like the reasonable suspicion would be you have a trained dog and the dog has picked up the scent of drugs. That to me would be the reasonable suspicion.
Yes. This is the definition of reasonable suspicion.
Okay.
Specific, articulable facts that would lead a reasonable officer to suspect a person is smuggling or hiding something. This is more than a vague hunch, but less than probable cause.
Okay.
So it does not have to be probable cause. So here's some examples of what may justify it.
Okay.
Suspicious answers during questioning, physical indications of contraband, so unusual bulges on your body, nervous behavior beyond the norm. So don't act nervous at a border crossing.
Yeah.
Which is probably hard to do.
Right.
If you've been flagged by prior seizures, like other times your name has come up because they had drugs on you before.
Okay.
If you are attempting to evade screening, so if you're trying to get out of the line.
I'm just picturing you with your hands out in like a deep knee bend, like shuffling back and forth like a crab to evade the screening.
I know.
And then you get a hot flash.
That will happen. That's why I'm going to get my butt searched. I'm going to get a hot flash while I'm in the line.
Well, the good news is they're not going to be able to do anything about it because it's going to be way too hot.
Yeah.
It'll be too dangerous.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's cover what happens to you. Like, let's just cover a traffic stop.
Okay.
Because I feel like for most of us listening and for the three of us, that's the most likely way we're going to have this happen.
People get strips not on the road.
Yeah.
No. What?
This can happen. Okay. I'm going to tell a story when it did.
Okay.
So what if you're at a traffic stop, and hopefully this is never going to happen. I'm going to give you some guidance, okay? Number one, remain calm.
Yeah.
And polite. Keep your hands visible. Avoid sudden movements. Don't argue aggressively or resist physically. You're going to create more legal trouble for yourself. Number 2 is know your rights, okay? Police cannot lawfully strip search you on the roadside just because you were pulled over.
Okay.
To strip search you, they need probable cause that you're hiding contraband on your body and either a warrant or a lawful arrest. Some courts allow it after arrest without a warrant, but in a controlled environment like a station or jail.
Okay.
A roadside strip search is generally considered unconstitutional according to the Fourth Amendment violation.
So.
But, who knows how much longer we're going to have the Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, and who knows what state you're in. Maybe it's different.
And who knows? Number 3, what to say. If asked, calmly state, I do not consent to any strip search. Or, am I under arrest or am I free to go?
Yeah.
If arrested, I want to remain silent and speak to a lawyer.
Okay.
That way, you're asserting your rights without escalating. Okay. If they insist, I am going to search your anal cavity.
Jesus.
Do not resist physically. Say, I do not consent, but I will comply under protest.
Oh.
This preserves your legal rights for court later. If the search was unlawful, evidence can be suppressed. Okay. Request proper protocol. Ask that any search can be conducted in private, not on the roadside, performed by an officer of the same sex/gender. Document who is present, why is it being done. Okay. Here's something important too after the stop. Write down everything. Time, place, officer names, badge numbers, what was said, whether there were witnesses. If you believe your rights were violated, contact a lawyer immediately. Strip searches on the roadside are almost never lawful. Courts have consistently struck down roadside strip searches as unreasonable.
I can't believe this is a thing where courts have had to weigh in. I can't believe this.
As unreasonable unless there's very strong probable cause and exigent circumstances. If police try to do it anyway, your best protection is to verbally refuse, comply under protest, and challenge it in court. So,
oh my God.
I have a story for you. I'm just checking.
Also, write down everything they take out of your butt.
Yeah, because you want
Detailed.
You want that back.
There's that keychain Rubik's Cube.
All right.
Finished. Completed.
Just your butt just did it. It's the only way I can do it. Some people do it with their eyes closed. For me, I got to shove it up my butt, wiggle around, and it comes out completely done. It's the only way I can do it.
Yeah. If you can do it under like 3 seconds, that's probably a world record.
Yeah.
I imagine with your ass, under 5 minutes is probably a world record.
How else are you going to get in the Guinness book? Come on.
Seriously.
All right. Here we go. Are you ready for a story?
Yes.
It was hard to decide, actually.
Oh, okay.
I had multiple good stories.
Wow.
I mean, it's a lot. A New Mexico man has settled with local authorities for $1.6 million after claiming police forced him to undergo multiple digital penetrations and 3 enemas on an invalid warrant and without finding any of the illicit drugs they were looking for. David Eckhart feels gratified that the city and county acted quickly and that they recognize his dignity and humanity. His lawyer, Joe Kennedy, said Thursday. He expects that it won't happen to anyone else ever again. Hidalgo County, New Mexico, manager Jose Salazar, the top official in the county involved in the settlement, declined to comment on Thursday, and a CNN call to Deming, New Mexico Police Chief Brandon Gigante was not immediately returned. Eckhart, 54, who sued the county and police departments last year, said that he feels he got some justice, as I think the settlement shows they were wrong to do what they did. I feel grateful to live in the United States, Eckhart said in a statement posted on his lawyer's Facebook page. Bad things happen, but in America, there was a way to get justice. This is, a few years ago, guys.
Right.
The lawyer laid out in vivid detail Eckhart's version of his 12-hour ordeal in January 2013. According to a police affidavit accompanying that lawsuit, a detective asked a different officer to pull over Eckhart's 1998 brown Dodge pickup truck for not properly stopping at a stop sign.
Okay.
So he didn't he rolled through a stop sign.
Right.
I learned this from another story about this.
Okay.
After Eckhart was pulled over, a Deming police officer said that he saw Eckhart was avoiding eye contact with me. His left hand began to shake and he stood erect with his legs together, the affidavit stated.
Okay.
They said in another story he was clenching his butt cheeks together.
Okay.
according to the officer.
He was also going humming.
Eckhart was told he could go home after a third officer issued him a traffic citation, but before he did, Eckhart voluntarily consented to a search of him and his vehicle, according to the affidavit. A canine dog subsequently hit on a spot in the Dodge's driver's seat, though no drugs were found.
Okay.
Hidalgo County canine officer did inform me that he had dealt with Mr. Eckhart on a previous case and stated that Mr. Eckhart was known to insert drugs into his anal cavity and had been caught in Hidalgo County with drugs in his anal cavity. The affidavit said, while CNN could not corroborate that claim, a search of Eckhart's criminal history indicated he had been arrested several times on drug possession charges, though many of those charges were dismissed.
Okay.
Eckhart was then put in investigative detention and transported around 2 p.m. to the Deming Police Department. Sometime after that, a judge signed a search warrant to include, but not limited to, his anal cavity. His next stop was Gila Regional Medical Center, where the lawsuit states no drugs were found in an x-ray and 2 digital searches of his rectum by 2 different doctors. One doctor at this time found nothing unusual in his stool. It should be stated in that they took him to a first hospital, and the doctor said, I'm not going to do that. That's unethical.
Okay.
So then they took him to another emergency room where the doctor was willing to do a search with his hand up the guy.
I didn't realize that doctors were involved.
3 enemas were conducted on Eckhart after 10:20 p.m. He also was made to poop in front of a crowd of people. God. A chest x-ray followed, succeeded by colonoscopy around 1:25 a.m.
Well, I mean, at least they're,
He's going to get his colon checked.
I mean, but he didn't do the prep.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
I think
when you have that many fingers.
And 3 enemas?
Yeah, I guess.
That's
you're
your
fine.
prep.
Yeah.
Again, in all these tests, authorities found no drugs on Eckhart, according to his lawsuit. Authorities acted completely outside the bounds of human decency by orchestrating wholly superfluous physical body cavity searches performed by an unethical medical professional. Because Eckhart merely looked nervous during a traffic stop, the lawsuit claims that authorities ended up violating his constitutional rights against unreasonable searches and seizures on a number of grounds. One was that the language in the warrant was overly broad and therefore invalid, said the plaintiff, asserting that the chest x-ray and colonoscopy, for instance, weren't related or confined to the anal cavity.
Bizarre.
Yeah, like a chest x-ray?
A chest x-ray, like he maybe swallowed and got stuck in his lungs.
I don't even know. Moreover, many of the tests took place outside the 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. time frame for which any such search warrant is legally valid under New Mexico law. Eckhart agreed to the $1.6 million settlement on December 20, according to his attorney.
You know what he did with all that money? Bought a lot of drugs.
Oh, man, so many drugs. He
drugs.
partied so hard. Eckhart, okay, according to his attorney, but it became public only in recent days. The New Mexico man said in his latest statement that he wants to maintain his privacy and, to whatever extent he can, not have his face be linked with jokes related to anal probing.
Oh,
Mr. Eckhart.
poor
guy.
Oh, to whatever extent.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know him as that guy. Do you?
I do now.
Well,
Wow.
I mean, we're going to put his face on a T-shirt that says,
Of course.
It's like a circle with an X going through it, and anal probing
Right.
is the lettering.
Right.
But other than that, I don't think he's that well known. Wow. At the same time, Eckhart said that he was heartened by those who relayed their sympathy and their own horror stories involving police on online articles about his lawsuit. I felt very helpless and alone that night, he wrote. The comments I've read on news stories from people have made me feel much better and not so alone.
It's crazy. Why would you do it twice? Why would you, because the dog picked up something in the seat. So, at one point, maybe he had something in his back pocket, and that made the seat smell.
Maybe.
But, Jesus Christ.
It's so nutty. And just so many stories that I came across in the research. And there was a really horrible story about a woman who was going to visit her husband in prison, and she was subjected to multiple searches, going to visit, and assaulted. She won a big lawsuit, and that is commonplace as well. People going to visit in prisons who are subject to these kind of searches.
Sneak something in.
And it's so humiliating and degrading, and it shouldn't be happening. And I just think about the rights of people just who are in jails and prisons.
Yeah.
I mean, think what you want about these people who are incarcerated. I don't think it should completely absolve you of having rights to dignity, and that people should just be able to, at a whim, go, I'm going to take off all your clothes and I'm going to do what I want to you, because they're also just really being violated.
When do you cross that line to where you stop seeing people as human beings?
Well,
and push yourself to be able to do that to people. I don't understand it.
I think if you look, I don't know anything about working in a jail, but I'm guessing if you work in a jail, your mindset is completely different. Mm-hmm. And people obviously do put things in their ass, and if it's in a jail, I'm saying, or a prison, and if it's drugs, but it also could be something that could hurt someone else or themselves, I guess you say, well, this is how we stop that.
I think there is a time and a place where that would be necessary, but I think it's also, it seems like there's a lot of bad actors, and it's being, there's a lot of people being, abused.
I mean, I wouldn't want to stick my hand up some stranger's ass, so you think this would be the one thing they would refrain from. It seems awful.
Yeah, it also seems like you get people in certain positions who are getting off on, punishing and hurting, and sadly, I think that's a lot of those positions. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm hoping it's a small amount of those people. Right. Like it's less than.
I think when you're part of any group, and especially something like military or law enforcement, I think there's a certain mentality that is probably shared where, you see other people as the enemy.
Thinking is black and white.
Yeah.
And they're not hardcore pushing empathy in those fields, of like, of nuanced thinking, empathy. I mean, look, if anybody's working in those fields and wants to correct me,
well, actually, yes.
Please, I would love to be wrong about this.
Yes.
I would really love to be wrong about this.
Yes.
Guys, now we know what to do.
Yeah.
If we're ever pulled over and somebody wants to strip search us.
Say no, but then comply.
I guess. Try to really not comply, but don't get yourself
in more trouble.
And ask for your lawyer. I do not consent.
Right.
I would like my lawyer.
Right.
Also, maybe have a lawyer on speed dial. Have a friend who's a lawyer. If you don't have a friend who's a lawyer, go make friends with a lawyer.
They're everywhere.
Yeah, it's not hard.
You could do it.
You can do it. Do you have
any friends who are lawyers?
We both do, yes. We have one in our book club, yes.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. My cousin's a lawyer.
Start a book club. If you haven't started a book club yet, start a book club, and then make sure one of the people in your book club is a lawyer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And make sure they're your genuine friend, not just don't fake it. You got to be real friends with them.
Right.
Should we take a break, guys?
I think we should.
Let's take a break. You guys, on your break, go make a friend with a lawyer. And then when you come back, you can listen to the second half of the show.
Yay.
Hey.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Welcome back yourself.
Oh my gosh. How was your break?
It was delicious.
Oh my gosh. I love a delicious break.
Yeah.
That's like a commercial for a Kit Kat.
Can I, speaking of commercials.
Yes.
While we're on the subject, can I just tell you really quick the worst product that's ever been released on the market?
Sure.
Have you seen the commercials for Downy Intense?
Is it where it smells even more?
You shake your body, and your clothes are supposed to release a scent.
Yes.
If you use Downy Intense. I was like, so this is my literal worst nightmare.
It's called Danielle migraine.
It's called Danielle has a massive allergy attack.
Yeah.
And you would have a migraine.
For sure.
It's like, what are we doing, people? No, all free and clear. That's what everyone needs to be using.
Also, it's like full of what are they called? PFAS? All the chemicals that are giving everybody ADHD and Parkinson's now. They're linking Parkinson's to all the bad chemicals and everything. Look, I'm not Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Again, I'm going to state that I'm not the person saying that this is making everybody sick, but I don't think we're supposed to be surrounded with forever chemicals. I'm just going to put that on the record.
Anyway, look up the commercial because I was like, this is an assault. Assault on my senses.
Yeah, that's not
and my sensibility.
What I'm looking for in a detergent or anything. Intense. I don't need.
How smelly are you?
When you protest, you should put that on your sign.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing I'm going to be protesting.
That'll get you out of your house.
Yeah, that'll get me up off my ass.
Well, the last time you had to get stitches, so.
That's true.
Hey, speaking of protesting.
Yes.
This is not a segue.
Okay.
Should we bring our guest in?
Absolutely.
So, our fabulous guest, Kathy Egan-Taylor, has a podcast out called Bad Elizabeth.
Yes.
And there's a lot of Bad Elizabeths.
That's true. Well, we had the producer of the show, remind me of his name?
Will Beckton.
Will Beckton on.
Yes.
So we actually do know a little bit about Bad Elizabeth.
A little bit about it, but now we get to hear a little bit more from Kathy, who also was a producer on The Daily Show, and for Ali G.
Yes.
That's so impressive.
I was his first American producer when they came over in, I think, 2003 or 2002.
Wow.
First of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you. So happy to be here.
So happy to have you.
What era of The Daily Show did you work on?
I worked there from like 2003 to 2006 when Colbert was still a correspondent.
Okay.
Samantha Bee was there, Rob Corddry was there, Ed Helms. So it was a really
Golden years.
fun time. And John and we really started becoming very political where people wanted like John to run for president and stuff like that.
Yeah, how fabulous.
So it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And I got to spend a lot of time with all those correspondents. And Gideon, who's my podcasting partner on Bad Elizabeth, was my office mate for years.
Oh.
We first met, my first job really was in documentary. I was Michael Moore's assistant.
Oh, wow.
And Gideon was a researcher on a TV show it was called TV Nation. It was on.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a great show.
Yeah.
And so Gideon was a researcher, and we were kind of like the lowest on the totem pole,
Okay.
And it was also at the craze of like Private Parts, Howard Stern, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so we always had a joke that we'd be shock jocks, but I would be Howard and he would be Robin.
Okay, that's
And
great.
so I was the Howard and he was the Robin. So, coming full circle with the podcast, we're kind of realizing that now.
You are the shock jocks.
We're trying. He just says the word shitty all the time. So
Okay,
that's
there you
about as
go.
shocking as we get.
That's kind of...
Careful.
Careful.
Just the way he says it makes me laugh so hard. That Gideon was the one he was born with like a transistor radio listening to baseball.
Yes.
Since he was a kid, he makes me laugh a lot.
Well, in the first half of our show,
Yes.
I forgot to do that
I
earlier.
know.
We talked
It wasn't
about...
smooth as silk. You promised me smooth as silk.
I did, but we got caught up in talking.
Yeah.
And so what we do on the show is we do a transition where we say in the first half of the show, we talked about how to survive strip searches. And guess what? Kathy's also going to talk about how to survive strip searches because
Awesome.
she has a story about
That's
it, which
crazy.
we're going to get into. Where are you from, Kathy?
I'm from Philadelphia.
Oh, right. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's a
nice.
that's a nice place to be from.
It is a nice place.
But
yes.
that is not where your
City
story...
of brotherly love.
My story takes place in the cliffs of Dover, in Dover, England.
Whoa.
Wow. I want to start a sentence
that was
like
a
that.
twist
Yes.
already.
God, that was beautiful.
I'm
I know.
already intrigued.
Well,
I know.
you'll be the stupidity that follows won't make you
Okay.
intrigued. So anyway, I went to school here in the States, and then my final year, senior year, I went to school in London because it was much cheaper actually to go to school there. Oh wow! And I'd gone to a small liberal arts college, so going to a university in London with 40,000 people was amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went there, and I guess my junior year, in between college, or on the summer off, I worked at a restaurant as a waitress, and I ended up falling in love with the manager. Who was I was like 20 or not 20, I think, and he was 25.
Oh, my
And he
gosh.
was a recent Swarthmore graduate and stayed
Oh, wow.
in Philadelphia.
Posh,
and
as they say.
I'll just say my parents did not like him at all.
Oh.
And the reason being, he was 25, I was 20. He showed up at the house once. The first time meeting my parents at a barbecue, like the first thing he asked, like, "What, can we get you a drink?" You're thinking like a beer. He's like, "I'll have a martini."
Oh my God.
Oops. So then he would continue to talk politics with them. That's not it. Never start that. With
So wait, I'm sorry. Were your parents also in England?
No. I'm just saying. This is my boyfriend. I'm giving you a story. My boyfriend was coming to visit me in England when I was a student
The
there.
boyfriend your parents didn't like.
Exactly. That's the
I'm sorry.
backstory.
I thought your boyfriend was British.
No.
Got it. Okay.
Unfortunately, no, he's American. But
Okay.
anyway, I should have segued into that more easily. Anyway, so meanwhile, I have a boyfriend they did not like.
Gotcha.
And I completely understand why now, because I would have not liked him then. Anyway, so I'm in England, and it's my break, and I'm still dating him. They don't know that. So he comes over to England to
gotcha.
visit me. So we decide, and the great thing about being in London is that you get to see Europe. That was the greatest thing. It's just as a student, I joined every club I possibly could because they had free food and they had trips anywhere. So anyway, he and I decided to go to Amsterdam for a weekend. And of course, Amsterdam, this is the 90s.
Yes.
You can go to a cafe and get cakes and stuff like that. So go to Amsterdam, and we tried it. I was not very much into it, whatever. But I'll tell you,
You're saying hash or pot.
Hash or pot. But my husband's like, don't tell them it's like not Midnight Run. I'm like, that's Midnight Express. It's not Midnight Run.
Totally different movie.
Different movie and different substances. They're all legal here on the street now. Anyway, so we have this stuff and we're packing to leave, and I'm a student. I'm so cheap. He's like, well, we have this extra stuff here. I'm like, well, we'll just take it.
Extra drugs.
Extra drugs, yes. I'm trying not to say that, but I'm saying it.
Why would you try not to say it?
I don't know if my mother's
You're telling
listening.
The story.
I don't know if my mother's listening.
She is. She's one of her biggest fans.
I hope so. Anyway, so we have the drug, and he said, well, you take it. And I was like, okay. So I stuck it in my cowboy boot. So I'm just like, it's in my boot. And I even forget about it. I think I'm not going to smoke it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I know it wasn't cheap, and it's currency, I suppose. Not that I'm going to deal anything. Anyway, so we get on this, it's called a jet foil or a hydrofoil, which is a ferry between Amsterdam, and it's going to arrive in Dover.
Oh.
And then from Dover, we'll take the train up to London.
Gotcha.
So it's called a hydrofoil. So basically what it is it's a boat whose hull is on sort of like these hydro, like these sort of tubes. So you're basically, you feel like you're flying rather than you're on a boat.
You're sort of above the water.
Exactly. You're kind of above the water on these little platforms.
I'm picturing, this is where my brain goes. I'm picturing the opening shot of Fantasy Island when the plane lands in the water. I know that's not what it is.
But it's similar, yes.
Yes, and didn't you always want to? I always wanted to do that. I was like, I want to be on a plane that lands on the water.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
That's a dub plane, right?
That's a dub plane.
very
Yeah,
specific type of plane.
exactly. And then get your wish fulfilled, except there's a dark twist.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh.
That would be fun.
Fantasy Island is endlessly fantastical. So anyway, so we're on this, but I'm on the boat, and I've never had seasickness on a boat before. I'm always fine with it, but for some reason, it's making my stomach is uncomfortable. So as soon as we land in Dover, and there's a whole rush of people getting off this ferry to get there, and I say to my boyfriend, I said, I got to use the bathroom, So I go in to use the bathroom. I come out, and everyone's cleared except my boyfriend and our bag, and these two men who are black skinned, but they have Russian passports. So I'm like, these are the people they sectioned off.
Right.
And I was like, okay. So I come back there, and for some reason, they just bilateral stopped my boyfriend, and they had the bag opened, and they're going through their bag, and I don't even know why. Now I would say, you have no, why are you doing this? But they said, they looked through our bags and they said, we found a lighter. Well, he was a smoker. And he said, well, we're going to have to detain you and search you.
Oh, my God.
Because we found this. We want to make sure you're not bringing drugs across, whatever. And so I'm like, oh, okay. And so we're looking at each other, and I'm like, okay. And so then they immediately separate us. And he goes in, he's with two men, they go into one room, and I'm with these two women outside. And they're going to interrogate him first, and then I'm going to go in after him with the two women.
Right.
So he's in there, and I went to a private girls' school, and I was constantly in trouble. For some, but stupid things, uniform violation, being late. So I always had this in my head, in school, you might be called out of class, figure out what you're getting in trouble for, figure out your story, ice in your veins, or just shut up, So I'm sitting there. So he's in the interrogation room, and he comes out, and I kind of look at these women, and I'm just playing it cool. I'm like, and they're being very nice, these two British officers. And I said, do you mind if I run to the bathroom quickly? And she goes, I go, it's fine. We'll get through it. I just have to pee. Don't worry about it. And she's like, fine. So
that was smart.
Well, I was going to try, right?
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there, and he comes out, and he's with me, and he's putting his shoes on, and he had just purchased a pair of shoes in London before we left. And he goes to me, these new shoes, they're really uncomfortable. They're hard to get back on.
Right.
Basically signaling to me, you're going to have to take off your shoes. I'm like, fuck, I'm fucked. I'm like, okay. And I look at him like, thanks. So then he goes in, and I sit there, and there's just a table, and there's one woman, and they're straight out of Prime Suspect, and it's great. And meanwhile, I land in Dover, and if you studied, poetry in school, whatever, it's Matthew Arnold wrote the Dover Beach. It's a very famous, the Cliffs of Dover. So meanwhile, I'm at the Cliffs of Dover overlooking the cliffs of, and they're gorgeous. And he has this sort of epic poem about the beauty and the sublimity of nature. And I'm looking at that right now. And I'm like, I'm going to get busted. And also, not only, like, I'm not even thinking about jail. My parents are going to find out that he's here. And, you know, and they were, I was lucky enough.
That's your major concern.
That's all I can
not
think.
jail or...
I can handle jail.
Yeah, okay.
I can handle jail.
But not your
Not your
parents'
parents.
wrath.
Not the wrath of the parents who pay for your college education.
Gotcha.
So I'm sitting there. So basically I'm on a table and
You're on a table?
I'm on a table. I'm sitting on a table like it's an operating, like if you're in a doctor's office.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there and I have to take off my shirt and hand it to her. The one lady looks at it, says, the other one writes it down, and then she puts it on a pile, folds it next to me. So one by one, I'm taking off my clothing. So, you know, basically handling everything, and there's an inventory being and they're being very gracious about it. And then take off my boots, and then one woman takes the boot, and she looks at it, and she looks at it like this. And I'm like kind of like giving that smirk like, I'm caught.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess it's all over now. Let's just call
Yes.
it. You know, like, don't make me. So she's sitting there and she's shaking it and she's going like this. And then she sticks her finger in there or like whatever. And then they're like, okay, you can get dressed. And I'm like putting my things on and I'm sitting there and I'm putting my shoes on and I'm looking at them and I'm like, okay, what's going to happen? And as I leave, the woman who was, you know, sort of leading the investigation, so to speak, she whispers to me, be careful, more careful next time, your boot.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And so we get out of it. So I see my boyfriend on the other side, get there. And then we head to the train, and he's asking, and I'm like, I'm not talking to you right now. We're not talking until we get on the train, and we're out of this. So literally, we got on the train, we get there. I get in the train, I go into the bath. She put it back in my boots.
Wow.
And it probably immediately went to the trash. But anyway.
Well, she knew that this was a stressful situation. You might want to toke up afterwards to relax.
You know what? I probably had a pint somewhere. But anyway.
I would have thought she would have kept it for herself.
No kidding.
Well, the thing is, I was on the train for a good 20 minutes, not knowing should we put it back? What should I do? Like, what's
Because you couldn't feel it in there.
I couldn't feel it in there. And they were like these great cowboy boots that my friend's mother gave me from like the 70s when she was like, you know, and they were fabulous and they were deep in down in there. So that's how I don't know why she gave me leniency. I don't know what happened to the other gentlemen that were detained with the Russian passports.
I'm guessing not leniency.
Unfortunately, probably not. Although all I wanted was like, by the grace of God, get me out of here.
Yes.
And it wasn't a terrible thing. But, you know, even the fact that I was standing there nude, and I hope my underwear was clean.
I was going to say, clearly they had other motives, because if they're just going to let you go anyway, they don't need to strip you.
Yeah. I mean, I
think they wanted to see you naked, is what I'm saying.
You know, that thought has never occurred to me in all of these years.
Because why would they?
Maybe it's, I would assume that they have to do their job. There's a number of people they have to pull aside.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're clearly not doing their job. They didn't report her. They didn't take the drugs. So they could have just had her in the room, pretended to strip her, and let her go. Because they're just letting her go anyway.
Illegal then?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's legal right in Amsterdam, why wouldn't it?
Well, because Amsterdam was its own thing. I mean, that's why people always talk about it. Like,
That's so weird
I think
they would.
they might not have. I think that they might have had issue with my boyfriend, maybe because I was
Like your
clearly a
parents.
student. Like my parents, they knew. He's happily married now, has a lovely family. He's done well in the world. But I think they might have been suspicious because he was older than me. He had flown in to London and then directly came to Amsterdam, probably on his passport within a few. So maybe they were
right.
thinking he was the one to go after, not me. I'm the student.
Yeah.
so
you
maybe
know.
if he had it, maybe you would have gotten in trouble.
Exactly. So maybe it was fortunate that way. But it was just, it sounds much more salacious than it is when I said the idea to you. But
Yes.
it was just an exercise of complete youth and stupidity.
Did it ever occur to you, because this is what I was thinking, I'm just going to show him my boots, because I know I'm going to have to take off my boots anyway, and this way I don't have to strip.
No, I was just going to sit through it and see what I could
Gotcha.
get away with.
Well, it worked.
I mean, I think it's kind of, I just sort of would turn off and put ice in my veins, Like I grew up in with lots of siblings, and my parents were always very busy. My dad was 6'5", so I was never easily intimidated by people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
Okay.
I was used to looking up to him, and you know what I mean. So I was always always in trouble at school. As every private school kid is, it's for something stupid.
Right.
But I think the thing it did sort of train me later on was just for various jobs I've had, whether working for The Daily Show or working for someone like Sacha Baron Cohen, where things go terribly, terribly wrong.
Right.
And they all get to run away, and then you're the one who's there to answer for everything.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And you're just thinking to yourself, okay, well, legally everything is fine. You did everything fine. Someone's screaming at me. They're in my face. They're very upset. They have every reason on earth to be upset with me, or I'm hiding in a closet in a house right now because LaToya Jackson is pissed and she's looking for me.
Wait, you have to give us context for that story.
Oh, that you don't know that story?
No.
No, I did do one. We did and Larry Charles has a book out. He was the director on the Bruno film we did. I did that film with him, and we have a scene with Paula Abdul in it where she's sitting on gardeners who are they're as furniture with Bruno, and they're having an interview.
Okay.
Oh my God.
And to create that moment is insane. What it takes to create such moments like that. So we're having a chat show in a house in the Hollywood Hills. So
This is for the Bruno movie.
This is for the Bruno movie.
Sacha Baron Cohen.
Sacha Baron Cohen. So anyway, the day that and Larry writes about this in the book. So the day that we were supposed to air the original interview, we did one with LaToya Jackson was our guest. We would do 6 different types of interviews for one scene.
Okay.
So she was our guest, and the day that the movie was going to premiere was the day that Michael Jackson died.
Oh,
So we had to
wow.
switch it out at the last minute. So
Gotcha.
Paula Abdul's interview is
Okay.
in there now, but you
had picked.
I had greeted her and all that type of stuff, and then suddenly things go wrong, as they do, because people are they get there and they see what's going on and they get angry. I just remember it was a house we rented in the Hollywood, running and hiding in a corner because I know she was looking for me. I'm like, if I just hide for a while, they'll
I'm sorry, I'm
disappear.
confused. Why did you have to hide?
Well, because she was angry with the interview, and I was the one that booked it, and I was the sort of.
Oh, she wasn't in on the joke.
She was not
She
in
didn't
on the
know
joke,
that
yes.
he was.
Oh.
So something went poorly in the interview.
Yes.
What did he say to her?
Oh, I think something probably just obnoxious, as we can imagine from many of his characters do.
Sure.
Playing an idiot, whatever. And so basically I had booked her. I was her liaison. I was the producer.
Yeah.
So, of course, things go awry. They get to shut down and leave. And I'm
Hilarious.
scrambling until
Yes.
hopefully they'll get me on the phone later on.
You're gonna take
But-
the punishment.
But then you're like also a grown person hiding
I bet
in a
you had to do
closet.
that all the time.
It happened a bunch,
So wait, did she sit on someone's furniture and not get that this was a joke? Because I can see a Jackson doing that.
Yeah.
I believe that everyone who participated did do that to a degree. And you'll see, if you see the film, you'll see that Paula Abdul.
Was she in on the joke?
No one is out. No one.
So
is
they
ever
think
on.
this is a real thing.
Well, it's presented as a real interview,
Yeah.
correct?
And they're
Where you're
not
sitting
like,
on a person.
And you're not like, I don't think it's I should
Morally
sit on
okay for me
I mean,
to
I
sit on a
think
person.
with anything, if you create an environment where you say this is the norm,
Yeah.
and everyone,
Okay.
We're living in it.
I know. I mean, I think that. I mean, I think that people. I mean, why would they? This, seems fine. So
Also, that character is very outrageous and
pushy.
German.
Yeah,
Like
it's
he's like
sort
a
of
weird
German,
German,
Austrian.
Austrian.
Yeah. Austrians, yeah.
So maybe
That's so. I gotta
Maybe
go
this
back
is
and
just
see this
their-
movie.
Yeah,
I think I've
same.
only seen the Borat stuff and a little bit of the Ollie G, but
Yeah, I don't think
definitely
I saw
gotta
Bruno
see
either.
That movie,
Yeah, it's an interesting film. It's an interesting.
probably because
Yeah,
I was
I'm
mourning
sure.
Michael Jackson that week. So.
Yeah,
Of course.
Oh,
That's
I
why
mean,
the
that was
movie didn't
it
do
was just
very-
it was just like the very day of. It was insane.
Well, thank you so much
Thank you.
for that story. That's
Oh my
wild.
gosh. Yeah.
Glad you got out
I'm
unscathed.
glad nobody made you do a cavity search.
That was curious, and it didn't happen. Thank God.
They
Yeah.
wanted to.
Yeah,
They
those
were just
ladies
using their English restraint.
those ladies were like, I like
Yeah.
her. That was the best British accent I could do.
That's pretty good.
That's not too
I
bad.
still can't do one.
So everybody check out Bad Elizabeth. Lots of Bad Elizabeths, it turns out.
Yes. We just did Lizzie Borden. And
I
we
just
have,
listened to that. It was
Oh,
great. Yeah.
Thank you. And then we have Elizabeth Holmes coming up with Eugene Carroll is our badass Elizabeth
Oh,
guest.
Eugene Carroll.
Whoa,
Congrats.
nice score.
We're so
Yeah.
happy that she got her money. Well,
Well, she's never going to get her
she's not
money.
going to, but
She was awarded her money.
It was remained awarded.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yes, we did ask to borrow $83 million. She did not respond. Oh, she's lovely. She's great. She's such her whole life story is so fascinating.
Yeah.
Beyond even this, unfortunate incident with Trump, but just she was she lived with Hunter S. Thompson to write a bio on him.
I mean,
and
interesting.
She didn't get her first real column until she was 37 years old.
I remember reading her column when magazines were magazines.
Print magazines.
Yeah, when I got
Elle magazine.
Was it Elle? Okay, I was like, it was either like Mademoiselle or Marie Claire, one of those. But yeah, I read that column.
Wow.
Back in the day. Remember magazines?
Yeah, she was like a real, true new journalist. Like immersed herself, and she now lives. I think it's called Frog Pond, but she has a compound in upstate New York.
Oh,
where we interviewed her from, and her dogs are running in and stuff like that. But she's great. She's got more energy than any of us.
God damn it! I want a compound.
I do
Right?
too.
Or just a pond.
With a
would be
pond.
nice.
I want a compound with a pond.
With frogs.
Sure. Let's have frogs. Well, on that note, thank you for being our guest
Thanks
today.
for having me.
Great story. So excited about your podcast.
Thank you.
And
We'll be back.
Yeah, we will.
With What Did We Learn Today?
Oh, can't wait.
Kristine.
Danielle.
Are you ready to learn what we learned today?
Please teach me, wise one.
Brazilian hair straightening, also known as a Brazilian blowout or Brazilian keratin treatment. I just want to make clear that I am doing a supposedly organic vegan version of this. I hope, is a semi-permanent chemical process that uses keratin, not in my case, to straighten and smooth frizzy, curly, or wavy hair. The treatment involves applying a silicone-based serum to washed hair, which is then sealed in with heat from a flat iron. This creates a protective layer around each hair strand, reducing frizz and making hair more manageable. Well, we'll see about that.
We will. I'm disappointed because your hair's not going to taste as good.
What is keratin?
Keratin is like it's not fat, but it's I think nails, hair. It's stuff from an animal.
Oh wow! I don't think I knew that.
The heat is on. The favorite song of newly menopausal women everywhere. Poor Kristine. Tron Ares is about mankind encountering AI beings for the first time with a highly sophisticated program, Ares, leaving the digital world for a dangerous mission in the real world. Okay, it releases October 10th.
And it's the guy from My So-Called Life.
Jared Leto.
Yeah,
Jared Leto.
that's the way I reference him. The thing he did
Rock star Jared Leto.
40 years ago.
Oh, he's in 30 Seconds to Mars. Is that him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never seen My So-Called Life.
I might try to watch it with the kids. I feel like that could be something that they would like and that would be good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've heard everyone, at least at the time, loved it. I just, for some reason, it never was on my radar.
I think we were older.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
And it was something we missed. And
Yeah.
then when you're an adult, you're like, why would I watch this? So I'll let you know.
Okay. Learn and know your rights. There is a great info and tools available from the ACLU. I will leave on, well, I'll tell you something. I'm not saying we're leaving on this, but Jimmy had a show this weekend for Pop Cultured, and I went with him.
Yes.
And on my way in, I was stopped by a Never Not Funny fan who was also a How to Survive fan.
I love this person.
And I'm very sorry if I get your name wrong. I think it's Takura.
It's a
cool name.
It is Takura?
Takura, yeah.
Okay.
She's
Hi,
great.
Takura. Thanks for listening.
Hi, Takura. And I don't know if Takura is a Patreon member, but I think we should talk a little bit about Patreon and get everyone to join because there's so much fun stuff.
I think you're missing out if you're not on Patreon. You get the entirety of this episode.
Right.
Because we do have a longer episode that's on Patreon where we talk about our secret private stuff.
Every episode has its own Patreon cousin
version.
Which is longer.
Yeah, it's longer.
Usually significantly longer, too.
Yes.
We talk about
And
lot.
if anyone's saying it's too long, they're wrong. It's just the right amount.
It's the right amount of long.
It's the right amount of long, just the right amount of long. The bonus episode, which we haven't recorded for September yet, but I think it's going to be fun.
Yep.
We'll come up with something really fun to talk about. And we post some videos and some photos. You get the fun newsletter, which I will say Danielle is a crackpot newsletter writer.
Oh, thanks.
That's a compliment, by the way.
Crackpot. Sounds like I'm crazy.
It does, but I think
Cracker Jack.
Crack
Ace.
There's some, I know crackpot's not right, but I'm adjacent to saying the right thing.
I know you are. You're so close.
I'm so close. I also write some newsletters. They're fine.
No, they're good too.
They're okay. You know, I think you got the leg up on that, but that's okay. I don't mind. Look, I don't mind being a little bit in your shadow. It's inspiring.
Oh my God, it's absolutely ridiculous.
To make me better. So we have funny newsletters that have some extra stuff when you're a Patreon member. And we're going to be adding some other cool stuff to the Patreon soon.
I don't mean to pimp out your dog, but sometimes there are pictures of Frances in the newsletter.
Yes.
And she's ridiculously cute.
She's pretty cute. The other day, we go through this coffee shop in Pasadena that's a drive-through, but it's not a Starbucks. It's like a little tiny house, and it's colorfully painted.
Oh, cute.
It's very cute. And when we go through, they say, would your dog like some biscuits?
Oh, my God.
And they give her a little cup of biscuits. And what happens is I just hand it to her, and then she sticks her face in it, and then her nose, it gets stuck on her face.
Of course it does.
Yeah. And so I think I might have to add those pictures to the Patreon because it's so cute.
Do you have to take it off for her?
Yeah.
Does she get the biscuits?
Yeah, she gets them all. She hoovers them up.
I have to say, I am a sucker for those videos of dogs going through the Starbucks drive-through and getting the puppuccinos.
Oh, is that a whole
it's just
thing?
Whipped cream. I think it's just whipped cream.
No, but I mean, is that a whole thing, category videos of dogs getting those?
I don't know if it's a category, but I've definitely seen more than one. And I think I saw a cat the other day.
That's hilarious.
And it was really stinking cute. I don't know.
I'm going to go through with my alligator. We get him a
Did you hear about the woman that
gator
fought an
mancha.
alligator just the other day for her dog?
No.
Sven just told me this story. A woman was walking her like a Lhasa Apso, worst dogs. Sorry,
little
people like them. I'm sorry, I just not my favorite. Anyway,
snarly.
we had a mean one. I think that's why. Walking her Lhasa Apso next to a pond or whatever in Florida. Crocodile came out, grabbed her Lhasa Apso and pulled it into the water. She went in and got it out of the jaws of the crocodile.
Wow.
And then the crocodile pulled her in. She got pulled in. She got it out, threw the dog up on the land.
Right.
While the crocodile has her, it's like she's got it, her arm is in the crocodile's mouth getting chomped.
Right.
And she somehow rolls the crocodile over.
No.
And gets free.
Wow. Good for
Okay.
her. Wow.
I was like that. I would be like, bye. I'm sorry, dog.
That's what I was going to ask. Say,
Oh, it's Francis though.
Say it's not a Lhasa
Oh, it's
Apso,
not, 'cause
but
Lhasa Apso-
Say it's Francis. What I mean,
I'd have to go in.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know, but I feel like I would.
I think you'd go in.
I feel like I'd go in. I love her so much.
I don't think you even
Think about it.
Yeah.
You just do it.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so too.
Did you see? This is a few years ago, but the guy who went in the water and fought a kangaroo that was trying to drown
Yes.
his dog.
Yeah, I think we posted that.
We did. We alluded to it on the show. We may have posted it.
That made me wonder, though. Sven said, "Did you guys do crocodiles?" And I was like, "I feel like we did alligators, but we maybe didn't do
I
crocodiles."
think it's kind of similar. I mean, I know there are different regions of the world, but
Well, they both live in Florida. I think they have both in Florida.
do?
I think so. I think they have crocodiles and
they do
alligators
too,
in
yeah.
Florida. It's the only place maybe where they both exist.
Oh, okay.
Because everything crazy's in Florida.
right,
Everything.
right.
Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah.
crocodiles, alligators. It's all there.
Yeah.
Florida
it's a good
man.
point. Florida
Florida man, those little
Famously
blue
from there.
dragons, I think, that we covered.
Oh, yeah.
They're in Florida. It's the Australia of the United States.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. They're just wacky people.
Here's something fun though. My mom has joined TikTok. She has started a
Oh.
TikTok account.
I'm sorry. I thought when you said my mom has joined, my mind went to something bad really quick.
Like
Okay.
a cult?
No, MAGA or something.
No.
She's
Even
not
though-
MAGA, but she is Maha.
What's that? Yeah, right.
If my brother's boyfriend, he makes sound clips of he has Joe Biden saying happy birthday to me and to my cousins, whatever, and he made Trump ones that do that. And if he plays that when she's on with us, she immediately gets upset.
I would too.
Turn that fucker off. Blah, blah, blah. She goes banana to 11 out
love
of
it.
nowhere. But she puts these these bear things together. They're kind of like Legos, but they're not Legos. They're like mini bricks or something. I don't know what the hell they are.
Okay.
But she builds them, and she's like, well, I've seen that people make stuff online, so I'm gonna make an account and see what happens. And I'm like, okay,
That's
go for it,
adorable.
and I'll help you do what I can. So if you're gonna tell everybody, if you want to check her out, I should give
Well,
you her
yeah.
name.
What's the? Is your mom like our age?
She's 68.
So no.
No, she's
Okay,
older than
good.
you guys.
Okay.
Listen,
No.
speaking of,
Yeah.
last night at dinner, Alex's friend, I'm going to call her friend Teddy because I don't want to say what their
Okay.
name is, had dinner with us. And Teddy comes over all the time. They're like getting real bestie level, which I love for Alex. And Alex
That's
goes,
so great.
Mom, do you want to hear something funny? And I go, obviously, I always want to hear something funny. She goes, Teddy's grandma's younger than you.
No.
And I was like, what? Great. That's so funny.
That's hilarious.
Is that possible?
I can't stop laughing.
Did Teddy skip 7 grades?
Teddy's the same age as Alex. I think it's very possible when you have a young mom.
But look, I'm weirded out when adults say stuff about their grandparents, like they still got grandparents. I'm like, what are you talking about? My grandparents all died when I was itty bitty. Like,
But if somebody, if her, because Sven met Teddy's mom and was like, oh, Teddy's mom is young. Like, I'd be surprised if she was 30. So if
Okay.
you have a child when you're, let's say you're 20.
right?
So then,
So now she'd be 34.
so she's 34, 33.
Okay.
My kids are 13.
Oh, right. Sorry.
So then your mom has you, well, let's say when you're 17.
Right.
How old is that? Do that math for me.
So yeah, under
Under
our
50.
age, yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, that can happen. I could have said, oh, so Teddy's a hillbilly. Like,
I mean,
me.
that was my my thought bubble,
But I didn't say that because,
2 generations of hillbillies.
yeah, it was like, look, I come from 5 generations of teen pregnancy.
Wait, your mom wasn't a teen.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Yeah, she was 17.
But she was married.
No. Well, she was pregnant before she was married.
Okay, that's right. You told me that recently.
That goes, I tracked that back 5 generations.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And you made up for lost time by
That's right.
waiting a long time.
That's right. I was like, watch me. I'm going to break this
Yeah.
curse so hard.
Wow.
Anyway,
One more thing I just want to quickly mention.
please.
Very adjacent to our show, but Dancing with the Stars starts tonight, which
Oh, yeah.
in terms of this coming out is last week. But I saw Andy Richter over the weekend because he
Okay.
was on Jimmy's show.
Yeah.
And he has really worked.
Oh.
And like he's proud of his, like he's really committed to it.
Okay.
So I'm just really excited to see him and Danielle Fishel.
Yes.
And like I said, I don't watch the show, but I think I'm going to tune in tonight.
Yeah.
I'm really curious.
Me too. We should have we should do like a vote of who's going to get voted off. Like,
Oh, yeah.
let's do like a.
Well, so that's a show where the viewers vote, right? That's how they decide
I
it?
think so, yeah.
Or do the judges like take into account the vote and then?
I don't remember. The judges don't vote them off. Isn't it votes by the judges? The viewers
don't know if
call
it's
in too. Is it combined?
It might be combined.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
It's not us.
This is not just
We don't.
us three.
The 3 of us don't get to decide and then get to take in account from our listeners, our viewers.
I am
All right.
very.
Yeah, you
and Corey
vote.
Feldman. We got to watch it. What?
You vote via text, it sounds like.
Right, but then
Messaging rates may apply.
I wonder if they have like final say, or if it says somewhere in the the credits at the end, like judges have the right to.
Oh,
You
I don't
know.
know.
I'm just curious. Anyway,
Well,
My mom's TikTok account is Micro Black Lover.
block lover,
Micro Black Lover. That's what the
not
things are
black
called.
lover.
No, block.
Block lover.
Block.
oh
Okay,
yeah, I
micro
think they're like
block
those little
lover.
tiny ones, right?
Yeah, and then she builds them up into these bear things they're really cute, but
Is this a set, or is she
no, it's
creating
a set.
it on
yeah,
her own?
you get a set, and
It's a
it's
set
got
like Lego.
It's like Legos.
Is
but
her TikTok about this?
It's all that. It's all her building these things and pictures of all the finished products and them in process, and not her mangled, scarred fingers from putting them together. But
That's the TikTok I want to see.
Yeah.
Just mangled fingers.
mangled digits.
Start a second TikTok called Mangled Digits, and you got me signed up.
it's
Okay, micro block lover.
yeah.
I'm
at
gonna
Micro Black Lover. Yeah.
I'm gonna look for that. If I can figure out TikTok, I will look for it. I know I have it. I own it. It's on. It lives in my phone.
That's good.
I think.
I had
think
to take
it lives
off
in
my
my
phone
phone.
because of my kids being,
Oh, yeah.
13. You can't have TikTok
Jerks.
around a 13-year-old man.
No.
They cannot. They're just it's just their little drug. Guys, do we cover everything?
I think we did.
I think we handled the whole. We fixed the world.
Yep.
We told some stories.
Yep.
We promoted the Patreon.
Right.
So we should just say goodbye.
Yes.
Oh, until next time, remain calm.
calm.